welcome to Studio 5. Music maker Amy Grant is here. We're taking a look at the film Paw Patrol and digging into the Studio 5 archives for yet another fun film. But first, let's get right to the countdown, the top 5 headlines in the world of uplifting entertainment. Here are your first 2. At number 5.
Let's face it, your God, your book, they're in the way. You feel that you're making a last-ditch stand for your faith, and you've chosen this as a hill that you're willing to die on.
It's your Studio 5 first look at the 4th installment of the popular God's Not Dead franchise.
I'm here to review your homeschooling environment.
Religion has been removed from our schools. They're teaching kids that they don't need God.
If your children do not show up at school a week from Monday, you will be charged with contempt of court, meaning you will be incarcerated.
The story centers around freedom of speech and religious liberty and stars David A.R. White, Isaiah Washington, Antonio Sabato Jr., and Grammy-winning singer Francesca Battistelli. God's Not Dead, We the People will be released this fall.
For 2,000 years, men have been trying to get rid of Christianity. What makes you think that you can accomplish what they couldn't?
They didn't have an 83% approval rating.
God's not dead, he's surely alive.
At number 4.
Welcome, King James.
The LeBron James-fronted sequel Space Jam: A New Legacy scored a slam dunk box office debut, opening in first with $31.7 million. That's about $10 million more than expected, $54.7 million when you add international grosses.
That's a great jump start to this week's countdown. We'll pick things back up at number 3 in just a little bit. Right now, though, we turn to 6-time Grammy Award-winning singer Amy Grant, who's breaking entertainment news twice over. She's released a special 30th anniversary edition of her groundbreaking album, Heart in Motion. And she's also announced she's hitting the road this fall and touring nearly 40 cities with her music. Grant invited us into her home in Nashville, Tennessee, to talk about all of this and her life after open heart surgery. "39 cities await Amy Grant's visit." How are you feeling?
Is it 39? I haven't counted yet. Hey, way to go. I'm so glad I get to work. You know, everybody kind of flirts with, some people get to stay home. But then all of a sudden we stayed home, you know, for over a year. And what I'm so grateful to get to pack a bag.
Can you believe that it's been 30 years since Heart in Motion?
Yeah, that's lifetimes ago. Here's the greatest thing to me. When I was writing the songs for that record, I was pregnant with my daughter Millie, my first baby girl. And then, you know, the album came out and she was tiny. By the time I got to perform Baby Baby, which was written about her, on the Grammys, you know, she walked out to me, and those are memories that I will cherish forever. 4th of July, she announced to our family she's pregnant with her first baby. I know, I was like...
The baby baby is for the baby that's coming now. Were you aware during the process that this was such a game-changing project for you?
No. What I was most aware of was just, there was such great creative energy. You know, life was full of possibility at that point. You know, already everything that had happened to me in music was way far beyond what I had dreamed. It was, you know, and so we just were joyful and excited to be getting to, you know, to do something that was sort of beyond our wildest dreams.
I like to sing with the band.
It sort of helped solidify your move into mainstream and just gave you a much wider audience. Was that a conscious move to make that to do, or were you just wanting to make music?
Well, we were just making music. I wanted to make not just faith-based music, you know. The first time I got on a stage when I was in high school with my guitar and writing songs, I sang all kinds of songs, you know. Music can capture everything, a broken heart, trying to figure your way through the world. You know, you can sing an old hymn that you grew up singing next to your great-grandmother and go, oh, that's where I came from. The making of that record and the touring of that record was all, I had 2 young children on the road with me. My nanny, I would walk off a stage, just sung to 15,000 people, and she'd go, I saved this diaper for you. I was like, okay, yeah. So whatever prima donna thing was happening in other worlds was not happening in my world.
Even at that age, kids keep you in check.
Oh my gosh, but I so loved, I mean, I had dreamed of that. And I was getting to do music and that. And I just think it made me see the world through a really positive lens, a joyful, kind lens. And I look back at that record and I thought that really reflects that time in life. You know, and kind of invited everybody else, not to be oblivious. I mean, there's some heavy songs on there.
Absolutely.
But just to, I don't know, it's like just let's be gentle with each other.
You know, I have to ask, does Heart in Motion have a different meaning now in light of the last year? Because you shared that you had open heart surgery.
I did, yes.
I mean, do you sing the song differently?
I mean, I think I look at everything differently. You know, it was such a fluke that they found out I was born with a birth defect, you know, that, you know, I just remember the doctor saying, we need to go on and get this taken care of before you turn 60, and I'm 60 now. And I saw an interview later on that he had written, she probably would have died by 62. I mean, I am glad to be alive, you know, and I think anybody that is going into something where you know your well-being is completely in somebody else's hands. I mean, mine literally, you know. I was on a bypass machine and somebody like was holding my heart in their hand. And I did, you know, you do have to, take some deep breaths and go, you know, will I wake up? And what really matters of the things I have done and what matters about what comes after this. And it's not the big things. It's not, an award on a shelf doesn't make any difference to the quality of your life or somebody else's. And to me, I just feel a hyper awareness of the gift of each other, the gift of every day.
The 30th anniversary edition of Amy Grant's groundbreaking album Heart in Motion is available right now, and her 39-city tour begins this fall. Coming up next.
Oriole debut for features.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of pressure.
Meet the first-time director behind one of the most highly anticipated animated sequels.
And we really need to limit Funk's window time.
Not now, Douglas. The birds are on.
In my day, we didn't stare at birds.
For a fun-filled look at Croods 2, A New Age.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. life. Live it fully. CBN.com.
At number 3.
Hey, Bishop Jakes. How
What's
are you?
up, man?
Man, it's so good to see you.
Bishop T.D. Jakes and Sean Diddy Combs are teaming up.
I was just in a dark place. I started like watching you and listening to you. It gave me hope, gave me strength.
For a show called Kingdom Culture with T.D. Jakes, and it will air on the media mogul's popular Revolt network.
Thank you for your time and joining me today to make this incredible announcement that T.D. Jakes and his word is coming to Revolt on Sundays.
What a pleasure, what an honor. I'm happy to be there, to have an opportunity to influence the influencers.
At number 2.
A lot of hymns are close your eyes singing to God. I wanted to sing with my eyes wide open, singing to each other.
Amy Grant, Lauren Daigle, and Kirk Franklin are among the musical voices featured in the Erwin Brothers documentary, The Jesus Music.
When it comes to music and how we can express ourselves, we don't have to do it the way it was done before.
You want to find a loving way to have these conversations.
My generation had seen all of the civil unrest. Most of us were trying to escape the pain and the misery.
Where do we go from here?
This journey through contemporary Christian music becomes available October 1st.
Yeah, there was tension. DC talk. Here's the deal.
I've never shared this with anybody.
Would you change anything?
Let's not forget, music is God's idea.
I think music is the most powerful universal language in the world.
And that leaves us with only one more story in this week's Top 5 Countdown. Please stick around for that. Right now, we want to dig into the Studio 5 archives to share a fun film you may have missed. Croods 2, A New Age. We had the chance to explore the film with its first-time director.
My name's Eep.
Bring it stuff.
It's news. And we're the world's first family, the Croods.
Another glorious morning.
Dad always says the pack stays together.
That's my girl.
Seatbelt mode.
Now we're searching for a perfect place to call home.
There was certainly lots of love for Croods some 7 years ago, and here we sit 7 years now.
Well, that's it for me.
Any pressure? Because from my understanding, you had nothing to do with the first.
That's right. Nope. and this is my directorial debut for features.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of pressure.
I thought cave people died off years ago.
We happy meet you. Thanks.
So tell me about the story. So cave family meets modern family, and that's sort of their obstacle?
Yeah, other people, that's the obstacle. And coming across a different group of people with completely different ideas, honestly is it's something we face in our normal life, right? Lots of different opposing views.
Well, we can just sleep pile right here.
Got it. Solid spot, Dad.
Look, Phil, they sleep in a pile.
Ooh, fun.
Nuh-uh.
Actually, everyone gets their own rooms. We get separate rooms!
And there's a lot of fun with it's a cave family, the Croods, but we can all, I think we all see our own selves in that family. That's what I love about them.
I have to ask because I'm watching, I'm like, wow, a paradise with forbidden fruit. Sounds real.
You know, that had definitely crossed my mind during it, like during the making of, you know, some things just kind of steep in, which are very organic to, like, you know, it's the perfect world, but there's the one rule.
And my dad doesn't even know about this one.
Whoa, peanut toe.
The fun of this chapter is that the Croods get to go into a whole new world and experience like something that even the audience hasn't seen from the first Croods, which is this wonderful paradise, even more saturated colors than the first movie. And so it feels like you're viewing their expanding world through the Croods' eyes.
I have to ask about the timing of the release for this film, because I'm certain as you're making it and creating it, your directorial debut, you were not thinking this is the world.
Exactly how I pictured it.
This is what we're going to release it to.
I'm happy this movie's coming out right now, because the big theme, the big message of this is the power of family in an uncertain world. And for me, there's this sense of joy of seeing two very different groups of people come together, realize they need that connection in order to have a brighter future. And so for me, I'm like, you know, in any form people can watch this right now. I want people to be safe, but like there's a joy built into this movie that I feel like we really need today.
I don't know if cave people belong in a modern world.
What's your problem, big guy? This place is changing everyone.
Guy?
And we really need to limit
Thunk's window time.
Not now, Douglas. The birds are on.
In my day, we didn't stare at birds.
There's so much like negativity in the world. There's so many bad things out of our control. And if we can put a little bit of joy into things, like I'm blessed to be able to get to do this.
The only way to survive is if the pack stays together.
What's that?
Kill circle. Today is a good day to die!
Hey everyone, you'll never guess what I found out!
Sorry, honey.
Croods 2: A New Age is available right now. This is a great time to share a story in pictures. Here's this week's Studio 5 snapshot.
It's game time. The long-awaited Tokyo Olympics gets underway Friday with opening ceremonies at Japan National Stadium. It's been a long time coming for these American athletes, as these are technically the 2020 Summer Olympics, delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. We're cheering for our team from a distance with this week's Studio 5 snapshot. Bring home the gold. We're proud of you. Still to come.
You talk a lot of trash for a dog who looks like a toilet brush.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll, and the cast is taking us behind the scenes.
You need to show these dogs you're the alpha.
Oh! Get out!
I have a son, and this will be his first big screen experience, so that for me is exciting.
Orphans Promise is committed to loving and serving at-risk children, to helping keep families together, and to creating opportunities for strong and sustainable communities around the world. We're working in over 60 countries around the world, and with your help, we can do even more. There's an old African proverb I love that says, if you want to run fast, run alone. But if you want to run far, run together. At Orphans Promise, we want to run far so we can touch the lives of as many orphaned and vulnerable children as possible. But we don't want to go alone. We're out to change the world, one child, one family, one community at a time. Will you join us?
When I came to Regent University, it's like the world opened up. I felt like I needed to advance my career and go back to school. Regent was a perfect fit for me. The Regent professors are world class. You are equipped. The focus of the faculty is on each individual student, whether it's online or in person. You become a part of Regent's family. You carry with you not just the content and the knowledge, but the confidence to understand that we can be significant in the world.
Regent University. Follow your path.
And welcome back to Studio 5. The Paw Patrol is on a roll with another animated adventure, and star power voices bring a new story to life. Here's a Studio 5 first look at the voices behind Paw Patrol, the movie.
When all hope seems lost.
Let's get out of here!
When heroes are needed more than ever. Our fate is in their paws.
A dog?
Actually, sir, I'm a puppy.
That's even worse.
You're in shock, so I'm not gonna take that personally.
Paw Patrol, what's your emergency?
Liberty reporting for duty.
Here are some dogs that just won't roll over.
Ow, ow!
Ho, ho, what do we have here?
You, like, totally messed with the wrong dogs. I think the cool thing about voiceovers is you can just imagine yourself as the character. I can't believe I'm looking at the Paw Patrol! And how can I spice this up? This is off the leash! I played Dolores. She's this really sassy valley girl poodle. Please, this scrawny little purse pup is gonna pull a jailbreak?
You talk a lot of trash for a dog who looks like a toilet brush.
I played Gus, an old cantankerous but fun truck driver.
Oh, no!
Chase is on the case.
No dogs!
The process itself is really fun.
You need to show these dogs you're the alpha. Oh!
Get out! My kids love Paw Patrol. They are so excited.
I have a son who is 6 years old. This will be his first big screen experience, so that for me is exciting.
It's a beautiful thing.
I've always wanted to be one of the dogs on Paw Patrol, and when they offered me the role of Scoops the News Hound, I was like, he's what? His name's not Scoops? And he's not a dog? Oh, okay.
Get out of the way! Move! You gotta know how to talk to people. Now go! Let's kick the tires and fight some fires! Ride 'em, cowboy! Motorcycle deploy! This is what we do. No city's too big, no pup's too small.
In this Paw Patrol adventure, a rival becomes mayor of a nearby city and wreaks havoc. With that, everyone's favorite heroic pups kick into high gear to face the challenge head on. You'll have a chance to watch this adventure when the movie hits screens August 20th. With that, we have made it to the final headline in this week's countdown of the top 5 stories in the world of uplifting entertainment. Here's this week's #1 story.
At number 1.
Today I'm going to be talking about my postpartum journey.
Sadie Robertson Huff gets candid, sharing her struggle with postpartum anxiety following the birth of her daughter.
When I was at the hospital, I didn't even know how bad it was, though. I didn't know how bad it was going to be because I was on pain medicine. I had amazing nurses who were taking care of me, who were awesome. And so I didn't even know that, like, I was even really hurt.
The author, speaker, and Duck Dynasty star calls this one of the most difficult times of her life, in a battle with doubt, struggles with body image, and physical pain.
I was kind of had a false confidence in the hospital, thinking I'm fine, thinking everything's great. Can't even believe this is another miracle that I'm not even hurting. Well, you know, God is good, but that one did not happen. I was definitely hurting.
Just moments away. A faith-filled final word from music maker Amy Grant.
Introducing the CBN Bible from cbn.com. Now, an easier way to study the Bible and grow in your faith. Highlight your favorite verse. Read separate versions at a glance. Click and read a commentary. Or cross-reference your favorite verse using the Strong's Concordance. All the right tools to study the Bible, all in one place. The CBN Bible, available at cbn.com/Bible or the iTunes App Store.
This is CBN Newswatch.
Thanks for joining us.
Watch breaking news, exclusive stories and programs, credible news reporting.
We show you what's happening in the world and how you can pray about it.
This is CBN Newswatch, because truth matters. Weekdays at 5 on the CBN News Channel.
Woohoo! Hi, Superbook fans. Here's something else you'll love. It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh, no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! Whoa!
No Superbook
coming.
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, excuse me. Ouch!
Are you getting this?
Earn super points to win daily prizes, too. And so much more! Time to get back to my adventures. See you soon. It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
And welcome back to Studio 5. This week's soundtrack comes courtesy of Maroon 5. Take a listen and see why Lost is what's playing in my ear this week. On that musical note, we are just about out of time for this edition of Studio 5. So let's take a moment to fast forward just a little bit and see what's on next week's rundown.
I'm Mike Rowe, and I'm on a mission to find somebody on a mission.
You may know him from Dirty Jobs.
Passion.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like what you do?
25.
There we go.
But we've got a look at Mike Rowe's latest mission.
Somebody's got to host it. That's me. Somebody's got to watch it. That's you.
Please make time to join us for that story and much, much more come next week. As for this week, we want to give the final word to music maker Amy Grant.
God loves a lullaby in a mother's tears in the dead of night, better than a hallelujah sometimes.
If you could go back in time and talk to young Amy, and I know you wanted a longer name than Amy, but if you could go back and talk to young Amy, I think Amy K. Lynn Goldfish something.
Yeah, Amy K. Lee Goldfish Lindgren. Yeah.
What would you tell her?
That's funny. Makes me love you that you actually remembered that. Thank you. What would I say? I think I would just say, just be gentle on yourself. Don't compare. I don't know that I would. Thank you for asking me such a thoughtful question. I could cry answering it. I would just say life has so many chapters, and you're not defined by one single chapter. And at the end, you know, your life will tell an amazing story.
Thank you, Amy Grant. That is a great final word for this edition of Studio 5 and this week's look at uplifting entertainment. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching.